All right, students, here we go. We're going to be talking about area of trapezoids today. Trapezoid being a quadrilateral, pretty much the last shape that we're going to be looking at, area and perimeter of. Perimeter, to find perimeter of a trapezoid, just add up all the sides, making sure to not include any dotted line sides like the height there. But you would just add up all the sides for perimeter. I'm not really going to focus on that with the assignment today, but more of the focus of area. So area of a trapezoid can be found by a formula. It's a little bit difficult, but base 1 plus base 2 times the height, all divided by 2. The reasoning behind that is if you take a trapezoid such as this and you flip it over, you end up adding the 6 and the 11 to make a big rectangle here. Kind of draw this in just to show you. So if I put the 11 side up here and then the 6 side down here, we'd actually form a giant rectangle, or a rectangle made up of 2 trapezoids. So we have to add the 6 and the 11, then times the 5 to find the area of the whole thing, but then we got to cut it back in half because we only want one side of the trapezoid, or one side of the rectangle being the trapezoid left over. So this out, that remains. So that's where the formula kind of derives from or comes from. So let's look at how we'd actually solve this. Keep in mind a couple things, that base and height are always perpendicular. So you always look for the 90-degree angles here. So I know this is a base, and then the 5 is going to be your height. Another thing to keep in mind is that your bases are always parallel. So if it's sitting like this, we have the bases being parallel here and here. Same thing here, base 1 and base 2 would be parallel with the height in between them with the 90-degree angle. You might also see it turned on its end. In that case, it's still going to be the bases are parallel and the height is in between them, the distance in between them. So let's look at our formula here. We have area equals base 1 plus base 2 times the height, all divided by 2. Looking something like this. Let's use substitution. So base 1 I'm going to call 6. You could actually call it 6 or 11, doesn't matter. Base 2 I'm going to call 11. I say it doesn't matter because you're going to add them up anyway. So 11 plus 6 and 6 plus 11 is the same thing. Height is going to be 5, and then we're going to divide it all by 2. So let's go ahead and add this up. Order of operations, we have 6 plus 11 is 17 times the 5. 17 times 5, and then divided by 2. Okay, just to make sure you get this correct, you can always use a calculator. Just make sure we got it. Let's go 17 times 5 is 85, and then divide by 2 is 42.5. So area equals 42.5. Keeping in mind the units as well, since we're finding area, it's going to be square units. I have inches here, so inches squared or square inches, either one. That's finding area of a trapezoid. Add the bases, multiply by height, then divide by 2. Let's take a look at this one here. I have 21 centimeters, 33 centimeters, and in between them I have 20. So even if you can kind of imagine it's turned on its side, that's still base 1, base 2, and height. The bases are always parallel, the height is always the space in between them. So let's use substitution. We have base 1, I'm going to call 21. Oops, just get rid of that. So area equals 21 plus 33, and then times the height of 20, all divided by 2. You can kind of use a little cross-canceling shortcut here. If you wanted to divide the 20 by 2 first and get 10, that would be fine. Doesn't really matter either way. So let's add up the 21 and 33. We get 54 times the 20 and divided by 2. I'm going to go ahead and take that shortcut. 20 divided by 2 is 10. And then you can see how easy that makes it. 10 times 54 is just 540. Label here is centimeters squared. Area is always units squared. So we could check that too, a calculator if you wanted. Looks good there. The only other type of problem you're going to see today for area of trapezoids is something like this, where you're not given a shape at all. You're actually just given dimensions. They say, here's base 1, here's base 2, here's the height, find the area. Keeping in mind our formula right here. And let's go ahead and do that calculation. So find the area of a trapezoid if base 1 is 3.4 centimeters, base 2 is 6.4 centimeters, and height is 5 or 5.0 centimeters. Start with substitution. So area equals base 1, 3.4. I did it again with the parentheses. Messed that up. Okay. Area equals 3.4 plus 6.4. There we go. Times the height of 5 or 5.0, all divided by 2. Okay, so add these up. 3.4 and 6.4 would be 9.8. Let's go area equals 9.8. 9.8 times 5 or 5.0, all divided by 2. I'll grab my calculator, make sure we get this right. 9.8 times 5 is 49. And 49 divided by 2 is 24.5. So area equals 24.5 centimeters squared. Looks good. That's how you find area of a trapezoid. Let me know if you have any questions at all via email or Google Classroom private comment. Thanks for watching.